Hello YouTube, it's Lion here with Hobbies of Man once again, and today we are doing our monthly TBR for the month of June. Now, the month of June is kind of interesting for me. I have a course that I have to do that is a 5-week course. I already did the first week of it, but I'm basically stuck doing a bunch of reading for the whole month. Because it's like a textbook based class. It's not really about like being able to do something. It's more just about reading the textbook and then taking tests on the subject, right? So I have a lot of reading to do, and so I did want to minimize the reading that I had to do for like fun, just because I'd be so kind of tired of it. But I still do have a good amount of stuff that I want to read, and in fact, I'll probably end up reading more because that's what I always do anyways. Like I just read a lot, like way too much, honestly. So this is my TBR, but it's kind of tentative, and I probably will have a lot more to read. But I basically have the first week of the month covered in terms of videos, since I have stuff left over from May. So yeah, let's just jump into it. The TBR for this month is going to be Bright Blade. That's the first book on the list. I have been trying to read this for freaking ever, and I just always get sidetracked. And I hate it because I want to finish reading this book. But I'm gonna sit down and actually try to read this book as much as I can, and hopefully I do finish it and get a review out for it soon. But yeah, Bright Blade by Jess Kaiju is the first book that I want to read. Next, I also have Rebellion of the X, which is Experiments. And yeah, I want to read this one as well. I got this gifted to me last year, and I haven't been able to read it, and I hate myself for it because I feel so like bad about it. But yeah, I'll try to actually finish reading it this month and finally review it, but who knows, because I suck at actually following through with my plans. So yeah. Next is Dragon Reborn. Now I've been trying to read this forever, and I'm still stuck on page 90. So yeah, I think I'm kind of bored of this because I've already read it once, and then I just haven't felt the need to reread it again. And not like the other two Wheel of Time books, but I do need to read this soon and finally get a book out in the Wheel of Time reading journey thing, because man, it's been so long since I did one of those. And honestly, I'm really hyped for the TV show. There's been some cool stuff coming out for it, and I just can't wait to actually read it and then get to enjoy the TV show. So it's going to be great. I am really excited about it, and I want to read this so I can finally get to material that I haven't read before, right? So yeah, that's the third thing on TBR. And then we finally get into more comic booky kind of stuff with the first volume of Red Hood and the Outlaws. I just picked this up last month. And yeah, I mean, there's really no major reason why I want to read this. I just like Starfire. Roy Harper is kind of cool, and Red Hood is really awesome. So I just want to read it and kind of enjoy it, and maybe pick up more of these. I actually really like the New 52, basically because it's like a really good entry point into all of these DC characters, even if they're not maybe like the same as they were before. The New 52 is just a really good starting point, and I like it. And I want to read some stuff with Starfire in it. So, yeah. That's basically it for that. Then I have to read Shadow of a God, which is the Novel Horizons book that I just got last month. This one should be really easy to read. I mean, it's not that big a deal. The text is pretty large, and the margins pretty small, so there's a lot of stuff per page. Should be able to finish this quite quickly, and I'm excited about that. Yeah, it's only 214 pages. That's super easy to read. It's not going to take me any time at all, and yeah, good stuff there. Then I finally want to get to Kuma Kuma Bear. This is something I've been wanting forever, and I've actually owned for quite a few months at this point, and I just haven't gotten around to reading it, but now I will, and I can't wait. Kuma Kuma Bear is just such a cute kind of premise that I just can't like get away from. I just want to read it, and I'm gonna finally be able to read it this month. And yeah, I mean, Kuma Kuma Bear is basically this girl gets trapped in an MMO kind of game, I think, and she has to wear a bear suit because that's the best suit or armor or kind of equipment that she has. And she basically ends up having these kind of like cutesy adventures throughout this fantasy world in her bear pajamas, which are pretty funny. And I'm really excited about that. Next, I want to check out Bofuri. Bofuri, I don't know how to say it, but yeah, I'm excited about this. I think Volume 2 is coming out soon, and I want to read this before Volume 2 comes out. Also, this is a really popular manga slash anime slash light novel, and yeah, I don't really have that much to say about it. I just want to read it because a lot of people say it's good, and I want to check that out for myself. I also just like the art style. It's really cute. Like, now I can't find any pictures of it. But, yeah, it's just, like, adorable looking. And I think that's cool. The shield lolly is pretty funny. So, yeah. And that's it for that one. Next, I want to check out some Mononoke sharing. Because I really enjoy Cool Kyojo Shinja's work. And they do really cool stuff. And this one is like a really easy to read kind of series because it's only 4 volumes, which I own. But it's also not very long chapters. It's like not really a 4 coma, but also not really like that much to read. So yeah, I'm excited to get to this. I can't wait. I'm really happy to have another Cool Kyo Shinja work to check out. And this should be the only one that I haven't started collecting or I haven't read a little bit of, because I already finished collecting Ojojojo's and I have the first 3 volumes of Dragon Maid. I just have to pick up the rest of it. And yeah, that should be everything by Cool Kyojo Shinja that is out in English so far. And I realize that I haven't pronounced his name correctly ever. Like any of the times that I've said it, I've always said it differently. But yeah. I was going to show you something, but there's a lot of titties. But yeah. Pretty fun. I don't really have that much to say about this. It's just a cute kind of like Monster Girl series where like there's some Yuri undertones essentially. Basically, it's 1 human and 5 monster girls are all living together. Sorry. And they kind of have to deal with the difficulties of being different species, which is pretty funny and pretty enjoyable. And I guess it's kind of like Monster Musume, but kind of different. So, yeah. Then I want to read Go Ranger. Yeah, Super Sentai Himitsu Sentai Go Ranger. This is the Classic Collection Edition. And, yeah, I just want to read this because I like Power Rangers. And Power Rangers are cool. And this is essentially the kind of classic version. I should have probably saved this for September when I want to do my other sci-fi series read-through thing, exploration of manga situation. But I have a lot of other science fiction series that I want to check out, so I don't really mind consuming some right now and getting around to different things later. But yeah, Go Ranger is pretty interesting. It's I don't know really what the heck it's called. It's an evil society called the Black Cross Army. And they have an elite task force called the Earth Guard League, also called Eagle. And they destroy Eagle headquarters in Japan. 5 recruits survive. And now they have superpowers because that's how it works, right? And yeah, I'm really excited to get into this. I think it's really interesting to read the original. I also know that there's a Kamen Rider version of this coming out soon by the same creators. So that's pretty exciting. I can't wait to check out Kamen Rider. I don't know that much about it, but Kamen Rider is something that I've watched a little bit of that I thought was really cool. So, yeah. Now, the last thing I have on my TBR list is Saintia Show, volumes 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, Saintia Show, as far as I know, isn't actually as good as the original Saint Seiya, but it's the only available thing that we have in English right now. I mean, we still have Saint Seiya, but it's like impossible to find and kind of really expensive. And I'm also going to buy like the nicer Spanish editions, which are like kind of high quality collector's editions when I go to Mexico in the summer. So I'm just going to read this instead right now. But yeah, Saintia Show essentially takes the kind of idea prevalent in Saint Seiya, which is armored knights taking care of Athena, the goddess of war and justice or something, and protecting her, right, from evil people like Hades and Poseidon, Odin, I think, in the TV show, and kind of changes it up. It adds a new group of saints called the Saintias, which are female warriors that are kind of handmaidens slash the personal guard of Athena. And it's pretty cool. It kind of takes place within the same universe, in the same timeline, but with small changes in order to allow the Saintias to exist. So yeah, it's the titular character Saintia Show, which is the one that has the Equus armor, which is kind of like small Pegasus, because Pegasus is like the main guy when it comes to Saint Seiya, right? So Saint Seiya is the Saint of Pegasus, and he has the silver Pegasus armor that's actually bronze, because there's like a hierarchy to their armors. And yeah, I mean, I like the art. It seems to be somewhat like a schoolgirl kind of thing, superheroes during high school. But there's also some pretty interesting kind of new villains, like this evil lady here that's trying to fight Athena. And yeah, I'm really excited to see where this goes. I know people don't like it as much, at least in terms of the anime. So hopefully the manga is slightly better. And yeah, that's all I gotta say for that one. So that's all I want to read this month. It's not as much as usual, but I think it's actually quite good. And there's quite a few novels in here. So it should be fine. I should have enough to read this month. But if not, I always have other things that I'm reading throughout the month anyways. So it shouldn't be that big of a deal. I should have a lot of reading to do. And yeah, that's all I got for you guys this video. So yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know what you thought. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, see you guys later.